Okay, please start.
It is a matter of great honor and satisfaction that Government of India has shown its commitment to preservation conservation for all through a long history of Saint Ketevan. Relics were brought to India in 1624, and from that time till now, the conservation happened in this country. In spite of difficulties and the kind of history we've had, a difficult history we've had, yet the relics were preserved and protected. And subsequently, 1958, when through the Portuguese record, it was discovered that Saint Ketevan's mortal remains, two of them, one of them is preserved in St. Augustine in Goa. A long research started in India, and for 16 years excavation happened at St. Augustine Church. I want to thank Archaeological Survey of India, which engaged in such long-standing commitment and showcased it through its research. And through archival matters at Chapter Chapel, they discovered these mortal remains along with 8 other remains. And those 8 other remains were the remains of some bishops and other priests. And through genomic studies at Hyderabad Genomic Lab, this was further discovered that this particular casket belonged to Queen Ketevan, and ever since that time, whatever time period it took, directly with Prime Minister Office his intervention, in 2021, Mr. Jaishankar carried it to Georgia, which is our friend, and in historical times, in ancient times, they were our neighbors and brothers and sisters. But whatever be the history, this was taken to Georgia, the DC, and was kept for people to pay respect to their queen, their saint, the Saint Queen Ketevan. And then the government of Georgia made a request that if the extension could be given to the remains to remain in Georgia for some more time, and 6 more months were granted for that, because these pieces, which is a national heritage, can't be taken out of the country. But we made a special arrangement, gave that extension, and subsequently, when this was brought back to India, we received another request from the government of Georgia that if some part of it could be shared with the government of Georgia. Prime Minister's office directly intervened, and PM himself directed us that some arrangements be made. so that the piece which is separated could be handed over to the government of Georgia, and the Georgians could pay respect to their saint and Queen Ketevan. I feel very satisfied that I have had the honor of being part of this journey, represented the government of India today, and I relate to this story of Queen Ketevan pretty much because I feel the history of India will find many such examples where such atrocities have happened to the people of India. But the beauty is that in spite of challenges, in spite of being exploited, Indians have taken a way to resilience and also holding their head high, along with the fact that we've remained true to our principles, our values, and continue to believe in them. And may God bless all who believe in the goodness of mankind, and the history always has lots of lessons to give to each one of us, provided we learn it in the right way. I would request my friend, Deputy Minister from Georgia, who is present with us, to say a few words.
Thank you, Madam Minister. It's a big honor to be today here for such a very important event, participate in this very important event, and I'd like to underline this is highly important for us, and of course we are very grateful on behalf of Georgian government, on behalf of the Georgian people. I would like to thank the government of India for its generous gift and decision to open the space for the assembly, Queen Ketevan, in this museum, beautiful museum, in Goan Museum. And of course, I also would like to underline that, as it was mentioned, the Saint Ketevan bears a special importance for the Georgians because she was the example of many things, and of course, she sacrificed herself for religion, for the country. And as it was mentioned, decision to generously give the part of the relics to the Georgian people, which was handed over by the Minister of Jaishankar in 2021. It was also very important for us. It's a decision from very close country. We feel it ourselves, and of course, it's proved by our decisions and our work. So I would like to thank the Prime Minister, because without him, this decision won't be able, and thank to him, these relics were delivered to Georgia, and because of this decision, today we have the space in this beautiful museum. On behalf of the government, people in the country, I would like to thank the Prime Minister, His Excellency Mr. Modi, and of course the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jaishankar, for their support. I would like to thank the Minister of Culture for the great support, and the museum, and all the people who were involved in this process, very hard and very difficult process of finding these relics, and all others. And I would like especially thank our good friend, big friend, Madam Minister, and actually lucky, because without her great support and help, it was not possible to do such things. Because of her great support, now we have relics in Tbilisi, and now we have this space in your beautiful museum. And special thanks from our people from our government going to you, Madam Minister. You know, all that during the last year we had very good cooperation, very good friendship with India. We now are gaining the historic task. And of course we have very good cooperation in many fields, and I'm sure that this is one additional step for our much stronger friendship, much stronger cooperation, which will give the much more prosperity for both countries. So thank you very much. I thank the government, I thank the people, I thank all the people who were involved in this process. Thank you very much once again.
one question just to ask you. If one looks at Queen Ketevan sort of life, it was her faith that was the most severe to go, which is what she ultimately she had to sacrifice for. Vis-a-vis in the World Heritage site that we are right now, one often does know about the Inquisition that did take place. So between both of the sort of incidents, will you see certain parallels being drawn together?
See, I don't really want to get into the sad aspects of history. The fact is, we have gone through a lot of pain. We continue to go through a lot of pain, and thus lessons in the Indian way of dealing with that pain, showing courage and resilience is the way forward. And people need to understand from our history and from our commitment to principles and values that Indians showcase.
I greet you on behalf of the Georgian Orthodox Church and its faithful. Today's event is special for a number of reasons. Often museums exhibit objects, works of arts, remains of people, which reflects only a certain period of history, or nobody knows exactly their story, or they were actual only when they were alive. But on this case, we are paying homage to a person's heroism exhibited before God and other people, whose personal dedication in a time of trouble added such strength to her motherland, and that perhaps even a large army could not do. Queen Ketevan, the luminary of Georgia, is the lady who is still alive in the heart of Georgians. Even today, many girls are called Ketevan. Saint Ketevan as a queen is the image and symbol of steadfast keeping of spiritual and civil vows made before God and her people. It is of great significance for Christians to honor such people both in life and after their physical death. Under communist atheist rule, when many sanctities were destroyed and lost in our country, it was almost impossible to search for spiritual or material heritage of Georgia outside the borders of the country and take care of it. However, after the end of the atheistic rule, His Holiness and Beatitude, Catholicos Patriarch of all Georgia, Elias II, began to search for Georgian sanctities and heritage around the world. With the personal offers and prayers in this regard, the appearance of the holy relics of Queen Ketevan in the city of Goa in India is remarkable. We would like to express our gratitude to the respective representatives of the government of India and the Archaeological Museum of Goa, who have given great joy to the entire Georgia by temporarily handing over the remains of the Holy Queen of Georgia to the Georgian side, and later on July 10, 2021, handing them over for permanent veneration. We would like to express our gratitude to the government and our embassy in India, and personally to our ambassador, Mr. Achil Zuliashvili, who supported us and worked hard to start this process and continue it, which is provided by today's event. We would like to single out and thank a number of people who have been involved in this process over the years, including Diakon Archpriest Georgi Razmadze, who personally participated in the process of bringing the holy relics to Georgia, also to the Society of Faithful Ladies working under the Patriarch of Georgia, with whose direct involvement and funding an icon of Saint Ketevan was painted. On the icon, the Queen's commitment and sacrifice are depicted, and a special box in which part of her holy relic preserved in the museum will be placed. And it's already placed. I express our gratitude to Mr. Zurak Zereteli, who donated a beautiful icon made of animal to the museum. And once again extend our gratitude to our hosts who have specially set aside a space in the museum for this greatest sanctity. Today we prayed for general peace and godliness. Georgia, which like India has its own cultural history of many millennia, has been a Christian country for 2,000 years through the practicing of the Lord's apostles. Our people have been protecting the eternal values which besides Saint Ketevan many generations have taken in their order. Georgia is the country of the ancient nation that created its own unique alphabet, writing, musical taste, and polyphony, painting, and architecture. Living at the crossroads of world cultures, our people have always paid attention to the heritage of other people since ancient times. Therefore, India, as part of the ancient Silk Road, together with us, has also been reflected with its solid place in the works of Georgian writers, among them our great writers Saint Euthymius Atonit, Shota Rustaveli, and Suhansa Baurbeliani are outstanding. May it be God's will that our countries and our peoples of our ancient cultures and traditions have peace, and we be able to hold many more notable events. Thank you very much.